Here's why Rhaenyra felt betrayed by her father, King Viserys. You know what is worse than losing the Iron Throne? Losing it to your own father before the game even begins. King Viserys Targaryen, the peacetime king who loved his daughter more than power itself, somehow managed to shatter Rhaenyra's world while trying to protect it. This is the story of how good intentions paved the road to the Dance of the Dragons, and why the greatest betrayal in Westeros came wrapped in a father's love. Before we dive into this family drama that makes your Thanksgiving dinners look peaceful, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon, because we are breaking down the most devastating father-daughter relationship in all of Westeros. And trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next. Let us set the scene. Viserys names Rhaenyra his heir in one of the most powerful moments in Targaryen history. The entire realm bends the knee. Lords from every corner of Westeros swear sacred oaths. This is not some casual suggestion. This is ironclad, dragon-backed succession planning. Rhaenyra is not just daddy's favorite. She is the designated future queen of the Seven Kingdoms. For a young princess who just lost her mother, this appointment is everything. It is validation, purpose, and the promise that her father believes in her completely. She is 15 years old, grieving, and suddenly carrying the weight of an entire kingdom's future on her shoulders. But here's where things get messy, because Viserys, bless his conflict-avoidant heart, decides to remarry. And not just anyone, he marries Alicent Hightower, Rhaenyra's best friend. Imagine your dad marrying your bestie while you are still processing your mom's death. That alone is a level of betrayal that therapy cannot fix. The girl who braided your hair yesterday is now your stepmother today, and somehow everyone expects you to just smile and curtsy through it. Now, the remarriage itself is not the nuclear bomb. It is what comes after. Alicent starts producing sons, legitimate sons with silver hair and purple eyes, and in Westeros, sons trump daughters every single time. It is practically written in the kingdom's DNA. Everyone knows the drill. A king's eldest son inherits. That is just how this medieval patriarchy operates. The moment Aegon is born, every lord in the Seven Kingdoms is doing the math, and that math does not look good for Rhaenyra. But Viserys insists, no, my decision stands, Rhaenyra is my heir. Cool, right? Wrong. Because while Viserys is saying one thing, he is doing absolutely nothing to reinforce it. He is like that parent who says you can have dessert, but never actually takes you to get ice cream. Words without action are just noise, and in the Game of Thrones, noise gets you killed. Here is the thing about promises in Westeros. They're only as strong as the swords backing them up. Viserys names Rhaenyra heir, but then proceeds to give Alicent's children every privilege, every royal treatment, every signal that they matter just as much. He is trying to love all his children equally, which sounds beautiful in theory, but in practice, when you are dealing with succession to the most powerful throne in the world, equal love reads as uncertain succession. You cannot name someone heir and then raise their potential rivals as if they are equally entitled to the crown. That is not fairness. That is chaos with a smile. Think about it from Rhaenyra's perspective. You are named heir, you are promised the throne, and then you watch your father have son after son with your former best friend, and those sons are being raised as princes with every expectation of importance. Your father keeps saying you are his heir, but he is not shutting down the alternative. He is not crushing the whispers. He is not making it crystal clear that questioning your succession is treason. Instead, he is just hoping everyone plays nice, as if dragons and thrones have ever inspired people to just get along. Viserys is basically trying to have his cake and eat it too, and in Westeros, that is a recipe for civil war, not family harmony. He wants to honor his promise to Rhaenyra, while also not alienating Alicent and their children. He wants peace, but peace requires clarity, and Viserys refuses to provide it. Every moment he spends treating Aegon, Aemond, Helena, and Daeron as legitimate contenders, even unconsciously, he is undermining Rhaenyra's claim. Every birthday feast, every public appearance, every moment those boys stand beside him as princes of the realm, the message gets muddier. And let us talk about Otto Hightower for a second, because that man is playing four-dimensional chess while Viserys is struggling with checkers. Otto is Alicent's father and the hand of the king, and he is absolutely working every angle to position his grandson Aegon as the heir. He is planting seeds of doubt, reminding lords about tradition, whispering about the dangers of a female ruler. And what does Viserys do? Not nearly enough. He eventually removes Otto's hand. Sure, but the damage is done. The doubt is planted. The faction is forming. And Rhaenyra is watching all of this happen in real time. But the real betrayal, the one that cuts deepest, is not about the throne itself. It is about trust. Rhaenyra believed her father. She restructured her entire identity around being his chosen heir. She endured the scrutiny, the judgment, the unprecedented position of being a female heir in a violently patriarchal society. She faced down lords who thought she should be married off and forgotten. She stood tall when people whispered that a woman could never rule. And she did it because her father asked her to, because he promised her it would be worth it, because he swore the realm would follow. Then comes the marriage situation, and oh boy, does this get complicated. Viserys tries to control who Rhaenyra marries, pushing matches that serve his political needs, not hers. He wants her to marry for the realm, to strengthen alliances, to be the dutiful daughter. He suggests she marry Rhaenyra Velaryon, and while Rhaenyra is a perfectly nice guy with a dragon, everyone, including Rhaenyra, knows he has zero interest in women. Viserys is essentially arranging a political marriage that will never produce the heirs Rhaenyra needs to secure her claim. It is almost like he is setting her up for more problems down the line. Meanwhile, his wife Alicent is whispering in his ear about the threat Rhaenyra poses to her own children. And she is not wrong to be scared. In Westeros, when succession is disputed, the losing side does not usually retire to a nice villa in Dorne. They die. Alicent knows that if Rhaenyra takes the throne, her sons are potential threats that might need to be eliminated. So she is working to protect them, which means undermining Rhaenyra at every turn. The woman who became queen is now positioned as Rhaenyra's rival. And the tragedy is that Viserys died believing he had done right by everyone. He never understood that in trying to betray no one, he betrayed the one person who trusted him most. He died thinking his family would come together, that his children would honor his wishes, that love would triumph over ambition. He was wrong on every count. Rhaenyra learned the hardest lesson in Westeros, that love and power do not mix. And when your claim depends on your father's word, you better make sure he is willing to burn bridges to keep it. Viserys was not, and the realm paid the price in fire and blood. Thanks for watching. Until next time, the throne remembers, even when kings forget.